Dolly Diva universe. And I'm here on this live, kind of impromptu, because of the 36th anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act. And I've been posting a lot of shorts about this disability pride flag and Section 504 in Florida. So go watch those if you'd like some education. And if you live in Florida, please call your senator or your attorney general, actually, more importantly, to tell our senators and our attorney general to withdraw the lawsuit to repeal the Section 504 protections that were bolstered in 2024. To be clear, they don't want to rescind the entirety of the Section 504, but certain protections of it, namely for disabled people to live in the community and be cared for in their homes, because there were extreme abuses in the institutionalized setting. And that's why we have, the system that we do today. The system that we do have today is not perfect, but disabled people have a right to be seen in the community and live in homes and be cared for properly. So the state of Florida, and I don't know why, and I think 6 other states now want to rescind some additional protections in regards to 504, and they're in a lawsuit to do so. So please call our senator and our attorney general. It's the phone numbers and that, and information about that is in the shorts that I just posted today. But happy Pride, everybody. So I was sort of oh, that's better. I was kind of wanted to come on here today. I hope you enjoyed my Barbie shorts with the Nirvana theme, and I got that shirt. It was supposed to be for a Labubu, but I don't think it's going to fit a Labubu. So I put it on Barbie instead. That Barbie that's in that short is my mini-me, by the way. I needed to put glasses. I need to give her glasses and crutches whenever I display her, because that's me. But yeah, hi everyone. Hello everyone. Hi. How are you? Happy Disability Pride. Anyway, in honor of Disability Pride, Mama is slumming it today. I've got some Aldi blueberry wine, and if you don't know, my Aldi queens, they know. And have you seen that Aldi has fashion dolls now? That's insane, right? But maybe not. However, yeah, Aldi queens. The $4 or $5 blueberry wine. Look it. It's almost gone. I promise you, I'll be a coherent. I'm yeah. Anyway, I am. Hello, everyone. Happy Disability Pride. Does anyone have any questions about why I'm saying Happy Disability Pride? Oh, you're enjoying. Oh, I'm enjoying too. Hey. I was compelled and impassioned to come on here on the 36th anniversary of the passage of the Americans with Disabilities Act, which is why it is Disability Pride Month, to talk about something I was talking about with a friend that we newly connected. He's a part of the disability community and needs some support, so I connected with him, and I just wanted to talk about a level of ableism that some of you may not understand that you're engaging in. Because, people don't wake up. Maybe some people do. Maybe some Nazis or some KKK people do. People don't wake up in the morning and go, you know what I want to do? I want to be mean and I want to be an asshole to a disabled person today. I'm going to just totally say the most incorrect, most weird thing I ever thought of to a disabled person today. That's what I want to do with my day. I don't think that, anybody wakes up thinking that, but I think they have a lot of biases and a lot of, their own stuff they're dealing with. And sort of, rather than say oh, I'm dealing with this, maybe I shouldn't put this off on a person that already has enough problems. But we were talking about how his disability is worsening, and people get this thought process like, oh, they always tell him like, oh, I want to see you. I want to see you so much. Like, why don't, this is a common occurrence. And this has happened in my life now that I'm 50 years old. Cause Mama was partying back in the day, but Mama parties at her house now, but, anyway, so yeah, and Aldi wine is freaking delicious, but only the blueberry babies. But anyway, I wanted to say, like, people who, you've known and loved and you consider friends when you're disabled, and they go, oh, I haven't seen you in a while. Why haven't you come out? Why aren't you out? And the truth is, if they haven't seen you in a while and you're older and you're facing, a disability, and you're facing issues, you're facing physical issues, you're facing monetary issues, all kinds of issues that they don't bother to ask about. And they just want to kind of virtue signal and say like, oh, I wish you hung out more. And then in an effort to like be, cool with you or whatever, they go, so when you really dig deep, they just want you to come out and hang out wherever they are. And they couldn't be bothered to say like, oh, maybe the reason the person doesn't come out as much is because, they're disabled and they really have accessibility issues. So let's work around that because they're my friend and I love them. Or they may have monetary issues because they are, disabled, and maybe they might not be as upwardly mobile as they once were. So people sometimes, when you have disabilities that affect you differently, they have a construct about you. I find this very interesting. From a disability theory standpoint, they have a construct about you in their mind, and they have one way which you are, and one way in which they know you, and one way in which they see you. And they sometimes, sorry about the noise of the door, they sometimes forget that, there's a passage of time and people change, and people's needs and people's accessibility needs also change. So, but they're unwilling to really meet you where you're at, and they will always want you to come where they're at. Like, I can't tell you how many artist friends that I have that live in really cool artistic districts. And this is not only where I live, but it happens around the country. They live in really cool artistic districts in old homes, and I've known them for years. And of course I would love to come hang out, but their house is just not accessible. I can't go over your house. What, are you kidding me? Like, I'm sorry, I'm not, but I'm past the point of like making it work and making their able-bodied asses comfortable when they have no intention of making my disabled ass comfortable. So I was going to say that you may not believe or realize that you're engaging in this form of ableism, but it is in fact ableism when you do that. And then it actually, what it does is it takes your quasi-guilt, right? Your quasi-guilt about the scenario. Because what they're really saying is, I wish things were better for you, which is also an ableist thing to say, because maybe things aren't better. And, that's really kind of like, unless you're going to help me make them better, then be quiet. Like, unless you're really going to be a solution, then be quiet. And I realize that these things are unintentional, and I have done them myself. So that's why I bring it up, because, telling a disabled friend, specifically when they're going through it, that, oh, I haven't seen you in a while. I'd love to hang out with you. Why don't you come over? And you have a whole freaking set of stairs to get to your door. Well, why don't you go over their house? That's what a true friend would do. A true friend would objectively look at the situation, not through the lens of their own convenience, but through the lens of, wow, how can we, okay, my friend is going through it. His life has changed. He needs accessibility. How can I make that happen for him? Rather than, oh, I guess things have changed, sucks for you. And then, to have the audacity to say to other friends, oh, I just haven't seen that guy in a while. He's so isolated. Oh my God. Well, why? Why is it that he's isolated? Because he can't get up your freaking stairs. That's why. But you, in your ableist mentality, are not thinking about it from his perspective. You're only thinking about it from a level of virtue signaling and inconvenience for yourself. And if that's the kind of friend that you are, good riddance to you. I know that it's not, that people that are seemingly able-bodied are not taught about accessibility or disability rights or what to say and do societally. So I don't put the onus all on the person. It is somewhat institutional as to why these attitudes exist. Also, people, they refrain from sort of helping you in that regard, because then they would have to examine their own selves and the ways in which they have deficits. And they don't want to do that. So rather than actually being a friend and hanging out with you, what results a lot of the time is unintentional avoidance. And, I hate to call somebody out for their behavior, because it doesn't engender okay, how can I help when they feel accused of something? But at the same time, when things are really happening and they refuse to look at it because, I don't know, they got narcissistic personality disorder, then at a certain point you have to say look, no, I'm not depressed and isolated. I can't come over your house because of your stairs. So why don't we meet somewhere that's accessible to me? Why don't you come to my house because it's comfortable and accessible to me? I've went through that. I used to live in a really cool district and see everybody all the time. And I had to move out of that district because the houses that I was living in and renting were largely craftsman-style bungalows built 100 years ago, and I could no longer live in an inaccessible environment. When you're going upstairs that are crumbling and you're going to fall down and hurt yourself, you can't live I can't live in the same style of house that I did when I was 20. And here's the thing, this is a little internalized ableism as well. I shouldn't have had to adapt myself to that level of inaccessibility when I was 20. But I did anyway because I was young and I just made it work. Well, if I make it work now, I'll fall down and really hurt myself. So, that being said, if you have a disabled friend that you haven't seen in a while, and maybe they're going through it, maybe they just became disabled, maybe they're going through it and you feel oh, they're really lonely. So you're telling all your other friends hey, I want to reach out to this person, but they just don't respond. They don't respond because you're dealing with it incorrectly. You're dealing with it in that you ought to come over and hang out. You ought to come over and hang out. And I'm sorry, but you don't hang out anymore because you have kids. It's not an excuse. I'm saying if you want to hang out with a disabled friend, then don't use them as a talking point to virtue signal when you have no intention whatsoever of actually seeing what they need to hang out with you and coming to them, rather than expecting them to come to you out of convenience. Okay? And that's another discussion, but I also hate it when people who have kids mourn the fact that they can no longer hang out like before or whatever. Well, that's the life that you've chosen when you have children, and as you should, and maybe that's the discussion that my friend and his friend have to have, hey, I really can't make accommodations for you and your disability because I have kids and my schedule's crazy. I think that's the discussion they need to have. So if they're watching this, that is the discussion that you need to have. Like, you just need to have an honest discussion rather than having an incorrect discussion and making assumptions. Hey, Diva. Fancy making another drink? I loved that. Actually, it's not another drink. It's just I'm telling you, this is not sponsored, but this is $4 wine. $4 wine. Oh, Mama's here for it, baby. And happy Disability Pride. Happy Pride. Disabled Dolly Diva. I have Substack, by the way. And Quadrant of the Earth. Something. I hope you always keep finding reasons to smile every day. I do. You know what? I'm going through it this week. If you really knew the week that I had, I do find reasons to smile every day. And you know, life isn't that bad sitting in my courtyard. Slumming it with some Aldi wine. Make this video go viral. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and contribute to my subscribe to my Substack. The link is in my main channel, just like my main channel links. Also, subscribe to. You can support me on. There's a PayPal link. You can support me that way. You can go to my Redbubble and buy Redbubble merch. I don't make a lot of money off of that, but I really like Redbubble merch, and I have some really cool original art that I've done on there, and I've just built it, and I don't feel like taking it down, even though it doesn't make me much money. And let me tell you, I've gotten a little bit of traffic to my Redbubble, I think directly because of this YouTube channel. I got an artist takedown off of and this is so stupid. I only made 60 cents off the image, and it's literally like, I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and we had those old Fisher-Price little people, and you know I'm into toys and stuff. And I literally took a picture of like a grouping of them. I lined them up and took a picture, and that's a piece of art that I uploaded to Redbubble. I actually did. It's photography. And a lot of my friends, actually, I have a really great friend named Jim Gebbin that makes art with old Fisher-Price little people. That's amazing. Jim Gebbin, Grand Rapids, Michigan, look up his art. It's amazing. And I've definitely bought his art. So I made this tribute piece to him where I just lined up some little people, and I snapped a photo and uploaded it to my Redbubble. I got an artist takedown because they said it offended somebody. Like, what in the hell? Like, dude, yeah. I don't have AI art on my Redbubble. It's all things I've photographed. Many times it's things I've made, graphic design, and photographed, and I was the subject of the photograph. So, like, I was not only the subject of the art, I was also the graphic designer, and I actually, took the photo. So people get crazy. And like, one time I remember, I'm sorry about the noise. One time I remember this person like was saying, you're live on YouTube, people. This person was saying like, oh my God, you steal art so bad on my Instagram. And like, it was a picture of a scarf that was on me as the model. And like, they were like saying like, you're stealing art and like taking over my Instagram, when it was a scarf that I actually hand water marbled and made a print of. And like, I sold it on Redbubble, and I was wearing it and modeling it to advertise it. And like, this weird psycho was like, ooh, that, you just steal people's art. It's like, no, I don't. Like, yeah. So, I do use AI tools as a video editor, or to add music, or to animate something, or to put a background in there. But I don't steal people's art. I am an artist. I've been an artist since age 6, and I've had lots of art shows and just collaborated with a lot of artists. I also owned, I don't talk about this a lot, I also owned a mid-century modern art and design business with my ex-husband for 14 years in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So, remember? No, the video you did. Greetings from something. I don't know. Smile. The video you did. Can't help but like you, man. Thank you so much. Well, you know what? Watching me is helping. So engage with my channel if you can't financially help me. Mama needs some money, actually. I do, but yeah, watching me drink live on YouTube is engagement. So if you can't help on this Disability Pride Day and this Disability Pride Month, let's have fun together. Hey, thank you, everyone. But yeah, what do you think about what I was talking about? I'm going to go inside because I'm getting super hot. But what do you guys think about what I was talking about? Yes, like, share, comment, and subscribe if you can't financially support. But what do you think what I was talking about? Like, if you can't accommodate your disabled friend, specifically when someone is new to the disability community and they're dealing with becoming disabled, I'm sorry, but the time to indulge yourself about how much you miss them but you are unwilling to accommodate them, maybe you should just be quiet. And maybe you should just say, look, I can't come over your house because my schedule is too hectic and I have children, instead of making it seem like, oh, I haven't seen them in a long time. They're isolating themselves. That may not be the case. It may be more about you and your inability to come to them than the latter. So yeah, that's actually a form of ableism when you put all the burden on the disabled person to arrange things. 5 likes and 2 people watching. All right. Well, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go now. Happy Disability Pride! And yeah, if you don't know about Disability Pride, the reason why July is Disability Pride, and yes, we do have our own flag, and I posted about Section 504, and I also posted about the meaning of the Disability Pride flag. Today is the 36th annual commemoration of the passage of the Americans with Disabilities Act, which was the most sweeping, broad civil rights protection for people with disabilities, and it's being dismantled in big ways and small ways every single day. It's not perfect, but it needs to stay intact. And if you're a true ally and you really love me, then you will do things like write your Florida congressman to tell them to remove themselves from the Texas versus Kennedy lawsuit against Section 504. Please do that. Please do that. The lawsuit is unnecessary, and disabled people like never before are just scared from the reorganization of the Department of Education, as well as the attempted reorganization in the Department of Justice opinion that the federal government will no longer enforce 504 protections, which is just a Department of Justice opinion, but still it's very scary. And you have disabled people in your life that benefit from these protections that you don't even understand how they do. You don't understand how they benefit from these protections. So, anyway, I'm going to go, I think, because I am it's very hot here in Florida, and it's not just me. But anyway, thank you for joining me on the live. Not the video you did. I don't understand what you're talking about. Remember? Something. I don't have any idea. Oh, it's 1:30 a.m. here in India. Hi, India. Oh, you know what? I freaking love I love mint chutney. I could drink mint chutney like whatever. I need to make a cocktail with mint chutney. Oh my god. Always find reasons to smile every day. It's 1:30 a.m. Thank you for joining me. Alrighty. Everybody. Okay. I am going to go very soon. Does anyone have any questions? 0 people are watching. No one has any questions because 0 people are watching. So peace out. Peace out. Happy Disability Pride. It's all the way through July. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.